Alright, 9 languages. People always ask me, how did I do this? How I learn languages so fast and in such easy manner. And I get it. Back when I was learning my first language, and it was about when I was 10 years old, it was English. I also couldn't understand those people who knew how to speak 5, 6 languages because it was so daunting for me to learn them. I just was dreaded of the idea of memorizing new words, grammar, studying by flashcards. All of this was really cramming my brain back then. But now, when I start learning my seventh language around, I have understood the strategies that I should implement when I'm about to learn my next languages. And so, in this video, I'm gonna share with you these little strange tricks. They do work and will help you to learn languages much more easier and much faster. What I'm about to tell you isn't what you're gonna expect. These techniques do work because they are a little strange, and because they're a little strange, they're fun, and because learning languages should be fun, you will learn them much faster. Yes, a bit close triangle or something like this, but I promise you these strategies will finally help you to learn these foreign languages that you've been struggling for the long time. So let's go. Okay, this is gonna sound strange, but one of the first thing that I start doing when I learn foreign languages is I pretend like I already know this. Like with some basic phrases like hello, my name is Veronica and I know how to speak English. And if English is your native language and, for instance, you're learning French, you can say right in the mirror some simple phrases and act like you actually know French already. Bonjour, je m'appelle Véronique et je sais parler français. Oui, j'ai 16 ans, j'aime la France, j'aime le pays, j'aime français et je vraiment veux venir en France. Et tout ça, blah, 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 blah. You get the deal. Just act like you already know this language. Even with the most basic phrases, it doesn't really matter as long as you practice them right in the mirror. And in this way, you will have this monologue with yourself. This will strengthen the connections in your brain and you will be able to memorize those simple phrases almost instantly. Turns out there is a science behind this. Embodied cognition. When you involve your body using gestures, moving around, using expressions, emotions, you memorize things much more quicker. And it actually helps your brain to absorb things better. Another thing that I love doing when I first start learning a language is Massy Practices. Even though I know just 5 words in this language, I still download this app with the native speakers and I try talking to them. I try these video calls, messaging, and all of this just to practice my 5 words that I currently know. And I know that I will make mistakes. I know that I will sound strange and really ashamed of my words and of my way of phrasing things. And it is fine because you just started this. You should be proud of yourself because you started learning this language. Bravo! Like literally. Do you think that I started speaking English like this fluently right away? No, no way. Every single time you start learning a new language, you will get messed up. You will get some mistakes, you will commit them, but it's fine, it is okay. Even people who know, like, I don't know, 15 languages, they still commit mistakes because it gets really messy in this brain right here. Take me, for instance. I took French and Spanish exams and I passed them on B2 level, and I have my English exam taken on C1 level. But I still make silly mistakes, especially when I film videos. And when I edit them, I really do not understand how could I make this silly mistake, honestly. But it is what it is because like it is completely fine for your brain to get messed up and confused when you're trying to find words for your phrase. But when you actually talk to people, you will be able to memorize some interesting things, some interesting questions, phrases that native speakers use in the daily life. I will link some applications that I used first when I started learning English, French, and Spanish. They really helped me to find native speakers in this language and really practice my expressions that I currently knew at this point. Several researchers have shown that when you make mistakes, your brain is strengthening these connections and trying to correct itself. So yeah, I am for messy conversations over perfect grammar. This one is really odd, really weird because not a lot of people really know this technique and this really strange combination of things. As you might know, I really do love running and working out. And so what I did, I turned on some Korean or Japanese podcasts while I was running, or just did a yoga workout or Pilates workout, whatever. I just tried to immerse myself in language learning in some way, even when I was working out or sweating by. This concept is called sensory motor encoding, which basically means that your brain connects learning with movement. So by adding physical activity, I'm trying and locking those words in my memory much more faster and easier. And it really depends on the person. When some people run, they do not think about anything but running. But for me, it really does work and in pretty much good way. At first, if you really want to try this technique out, you can try some light activities like stretching, yoga, something like this that doesn't involve a really high intensity movement. And while you're doing some stretching or yoga, you can repeat words or grammar or phrases in your mind, in your brain. In this way, you will be able to memorize them because this is also something connected to spaced repetition. When you first repeat it or learn something in the morning, then you had your workout, let's say, in the afternoon, and when you're actually working out, you're repeating the words that you learned in the morning. I don't know why I stopped using this technique, probably because I don't have a lot of time for this, but still, I have to implement it right now when I learn Italian. So, this one is fun because for some people, watching films, watching series, and watching TV is fun. So, try to watch some TV series or simple YouTube videos. But do not just watch them because it's passive learning. We don't want this. I don't just watch. I try to repeating lines, mimic the language, understanding the phrases that main characters talk about. I try to immerse myself in this language as much as I possibly can. Research says that context is key, and when you do not understand some words or even a lot of words in the conversation, you're still perceiving and grasping these new words and phrases in your brain, how native speakers actually talk, how they make dialogues with each other. This is still helpful for you and still productive for your language learning. This is called contextual learning, and it's proven to help you learn new words, grammar, and phrases much faster than simply learning them separately from everything. And remember that learning languages doesn't have to be really paced up and really fast. Take your time. Take your time to understand the small little details that will show up in the long run, that will show up when you get to this advanced level in Spanish, French, Italian, or any other languages you're learning. Because one of the biggest mistakes that I did in the beginning is that I simply started to forget the simple grammar points, simple vocabulary when I actually already got to this advanced level. So really get immersed, get detailed on these first steps because they're crucial in your language learning journey. So yeah, this is how I'm learning 9 languages. This is how I managed to get and pretty much speak fluently in 7 of them. No fancy techniques, no cramming, no books, no highlighting, no flashcards, just how I like it. Just some science-backed techniques that really makes learning new languages fun and effective. And honestly, if I can do this, a person with terrible memory, you can definitely do this. If you know me in person, you know how I struggle with remembering history, dates, all of this, even languages. It's just terrible. And when I first started learning my second language, which was Polish, it was terrible. I couldn't get anything. I completely forgot how I started learning English, even though it was completely different grammar structure, words, and all of other things. It was still terrible for me. It was like I was learning my first language. But now I finally have understood, and it's getting pretty much easier for me to learn new languages afterwards, because I have already my stockage of grammars from other languages, for vocabulary, and there are a lot of similarities in those languages. So my next question is, which language are you learning right now, or are you about to pick up? Please leave me in the comments down below, because I'm really interested in what languages you are learning, and probably I can learn some new languages as well with you. And I will film videos on how to learn specific languages if you're interested in this. And one crucial thing that I want to mention is that I created a special downloadable guide for you that you can use to improve your language learning journey. In this guide, I prepare for you a summary of this video, a calendar where you can track your progress, and some additional language learning tips that will help you to elevate your game. This is completely free and I made it just for fun. So please download this guide in the description down below. And yeah, subscribe to my channel, share your opinions in the comments down below, give me your thumbs up, and I really want to see you in my next videos. Goodbye!